At Youthprise, we've got three key impact areas that are incorporated into our new generation equity agenda: learning and leadership, economic opportunity, and health and safety. Learning and leadership is about getting young people involved in the political process, raising their voices, and also giving them an equitable opportunity to access education. Things like making sure that young people have the opportunity to participate on boards and commissions, making sure that there's equitable access to out-of-school time programming, making sure that the teachers who are in our classrooms represent the young people and the increasingly diverse young people that we have in our schools today. Some of the things that Youthprise has already done in this area is working to increase access to the K-12 education tax credit. This is a really powerful tool that could provide up to $275 million per year to help low-income families and their students, but also looking at statewide opportunities to get young people engaged more in our political process. The second impact area for our new generation of equity agenda is economic opportunity. This is about making sure that each young person in Minnesota has an opportunity to successfully enter the working world, to make sure that they've got the resources they need to meet the basic needs of themselves and their families. And so some of the things that we're looking at is making sure that all workers in Minnesota have access to unemployment insurance. In fact, right now there's a state law in Minnesota that dates back in one shape or form to 1939 that prohibits high school students from being eligible for unemployment insurance. We think this is fundamentally unfair, and so we're working hard to repeal this law and make sure that if high school workers meet the same requirements as their older coworkers, they too can receive those unemployment insurance benefits. Youthprise has already been championing this work by making sure that in the pandemic, when young people were laid off at record numbers, they had access to the safety net that they needed. We filed a lawsuit to make sure that young people had access to pandemic unemployment assistance benefits since they're not eligible for the regular state unemployment insurance. To date, over $30 million in benefits have been paid out to Minnesota youth, which is a tremendous number and makes such a big difference for so many young people and their families. The last impact area for our new generation of equity agenda is health and safety. This is about a holistic approach to health and well-being for young people. It's about making sure that they've got access to healthy and nutritious food. One of the things that we're working on is making sure that we're eliminating the sales tax that creates a big burden on organizations like ours that run the federal meals program. In 2020 alone, Youthprise paid over $250,000 in sales tax for the meals that we serve through the federal meals program. That's money that could go to expanding to more sites, making equipment upgrades, going out into greater Minnesota and serving students in those areas. And so that's a big priority for us. It's also about mental health. When we work with young people to develop our new generation of equity agenda, the number one thing we heard from young people in terms of the issues on their mind was mental health. This is a critical thing that we need to be looking at as a state. It means making sure that young people have access to mental health resources in their schools. It means looking at culturally appropriate mental health resources, since we know there can be stigmas around mental health in certain cultures. And so that's something that Youthprise is really excited and think is imperative to lean into moving forward. And then one other big issue in our health and safety impact area is youth homelessness. It's a travesty that so many young people go without a home in our state. With so many resources and a land of abundance, no one, especially a young person, should ever be without safe shelter. And so we are looking at what are some innovative ways that we can make sure that every young person has a roof over their head every single night here in Minnesota.